What do you mean by dirty money? Dirty money is any money obtained through criminal activity. For example, drug trafficking, human trafficking, racketeering, extortion, fraud, corruption, and any other form of crime. How is the cartel's dirty money laundered? The cartels use a variety of methods to launder their dirty money, including bribery, structuring cash transactions, trading in bulk for goods and services, investing in legitimate businesses, establishing complex corporate structures, creating fake invoices and financial records, utilizing cryptocurrencies, and engaging in trade-based money laundering. Let's look at how each of these work. First, we have bribery. The cartels often bribe government officials to turn a blind eye to their activities or to obtain favorable treatment. For example, they may bribe police officers or customs agents to allow them to transport drugs or other contraband across borders or through checkpoints without any interference. The bribes may be paid in cash, kind, or in some other form, such as a promise of future employment or a share of the profits. Second, we have structuring cash transactions. The cartels will structure their cash transactions below the threshold that triggers anti-money laundering regulations. This means that they will break down large cash transactions into smaller ones, so that they do and have to report them. For example, instead of making one cash transaction of $10,000, they will make 10 cash transactions of $1,000 each. This makes it difficult for law enforcement and financial institutions to track the flow of money and makes it more likely that the money will be seen as legitimate. Third, we have trading in bulk for goods and services. The cartels will buy goods and services in bulk and then resell them on the black market for a higher price. The difference between the purchase price and the resale price is considered dirty money. For example, the cartels may purchase large quantities of food or clothing and then sell them to street vendors who sell them on the streets for a higher price. The cartels will take a cut of the profits from the resale, and this is considered dirty money. Fourth, we have investing in legitimate businesses. The cartels will invest in legitimate businesses such as restaurants, bars, nightclubs, and shops. They will then use these businesses to launder their dirty money. For example, they may purchase goods from suppliers and inflate the prices. They will then use the difference between the actual cost of the goods and the inflated price as dirty money. Fifth, we have establishing complex corporate structures. The cartels will establish complex corporate structures with multiple layers of companies and bank accounts to make it difficult to trace the flow of money. For example, they may set up a chain of companies where each company owns shares in the next company in the chain. This makes it difficult for law enforcement to follow the flow of money, because it is not clear where the money is coming from or going to. Sixth, we have creating fake invoices and financial records. The cartels will create fake invoices and financial records to support their transactions. For example, they may create fake invoices for goods that were never purchased or for services that were never provided. These fake invoices are used to make it look like the money is being earned through legitimate means when in fact it is not. Seventh, we have utilizing cryptocurrencies. The cartels are increasingly using cryptocurrencies to launder their dirtiest money because it is difficult to trace the flow of cryptocurrencies. They can transfer cryptocurrencies quickly and easily from one location to another without having to provide any personal information. This makes it difficult for law enforcement to track the flow of money and makes it more likely that the money will be seen as legitimate. And finally, we have trade-based money laundering. This is when the cartels use international trade to launder their dirty money. For example, they may import goods from a foreign country and then resell them on the black market for a higher price. The difference between the purchase price and the resale price is considered dirty money. Trade-based money laundering is difficult to detect because it involves legitimate businesses and transactions. These methods of money laundering are not mutually exclusive. In fact, the cartels often use a combination of methods to launder their dirty money. For example, they may use a combination of bribery, structuring cash transactions, and investing in legitimate businesses. By using multiple methods, the cartels are able to make it much more difficult for law enforcement to track the flow of money, and make it more likely that their money laundering efforts will be successful. The cartels are constantly evolving their money laundering methods, and they are becoming more sophisticated every day. Law enforcement is struggling to keep up with the cartels, and the result is that money laundering is becoming more and more common. The United States has taken steps to combat the cartel's money laundering efforts, but these efforts have not been very successful. One of the biggest challenges in combating the cartel's money laundering efforts is the fact that they are so deeply entrenched in the Mexican government. Many of the cartel's members are corrupt government officials. This makes it difficult for law enforcement to investigate and prosecute them. Another challenge is the fact that the cartels are so violent. They will not hesitate to use violence to protect their interests, and this makes it dangerous for law enforcement officers to try to take them down. Finally, the cartels are highly organized, and they have a lot of resources. They are able to move their money around very quickly, and they are able to hire a lot of lawyers and accountants to help them hide their money. All of these factors make it very difficult to combat the cartel's money laundering efforts. Despite the challenges, the United States is continuing to work to combat the cartel's money laundering efforts. One of the things the U.S. is doing is working to improve cooperation with Mexico. The two countries are working together to share intelligence and to coordinate law enforcement efforts. The U.S. is also working to impose sanctions on the cartels and their members. Sanctions can be imposed on individuals or entities that are involved in money laundering or other criminal activities. The U.S. has already sanctioned several cartels and their members. In addition, the U.S. is working to target the cartel's financial infrastructure. This includes banks and other financial institutions that are used to launder money. The U.S. is also working to target the sources of the cartel's income. This includes the drug trade and other criminal activities that generate dirty money. The cartel's money laundering efforts are a serious threat to the United States and Mexico. It is important that the two countries continue to work together to combat this threat. By working together, the U.S. and Mexico can bring down the cartels and make our communities safer. The cartel's money laundering efforts have had a devastating impact on both the United States and Mexico. It is estimated that the cartels launder billions of dollars each year through various means, including bribery, structuring cash transactions, trading in bulk for goods and services, investing in legitimate businesses, establishing complex corporate structures, creating fake invoices and financial records, utilizing cryptocurrencies, and engaging in trade-based money laundering. These activities not only help the cartels to stay in business, but they also help to fund their criminal activities such as drug trafficking, human trafficking, and extortion. In addition to the economic damage caused by the cartel's money laundering efforts, there is also a significant human cost. Many people have been killed or gone missing as a result of the cartel's activities. The cartels use violence to protect their interests, and they will not hesitate to harm anyone who gets in their way. This includes law enforcement officers, journalists, and even civilians who are caught in the crossfire. Despite the challenges, the United States and Mexico are committed to taking down the cartels. The two countries are working together to share intelligence, coordinate law enforcement efforts, impose sanctions, and target the cartel's financial infrastructure. By working together, the U.S. and Mexico can bring an end to the cartel's reign of terror and make our communities safer. So what can you do to help stop the cartel's money laundering efforts? One thing you can do is to be aware of the signs of money laundering. This includes large cash transactions, trading in bulk for goods and services, and investing in legitimate businesses. If you see something that looks suspicious, be sure to report it to the authorities. Another thing you can do is to support organizations that are working to fight against the cartels. There are many great organizations out there that are doing important work to take down the cartels. Your support can make a big difference. Finally, you can stay informed about the cartels and their activities. The more you know about the cartels, the better equipped you will be to spot suspicious activity and to support efforts to take them down. The cartels are a serious threat to our society, but we can't afford to be scared of them. We must take action to protect ourselves and our communities. By working together, we can win the war on drugs and create a safer world for everyone. Thank you for watching this video on how the cartels laundered their dirty money. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. And if you have any information about the cartels that you would like to share with us, please contact us at the provided email. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching and stay safe.